everybody who is tuning in right now. So this is going to be short for a few reasons. I think this event's ending, but so is my battery. But anyway, I just wanted to explain a little bit about what's going on right now here in Jerusalem. Right here, I'm at this. This is a square right outside of City Hall. This is one of the municipal buildings right here. But there is this event. I don't want to call it a protest. It's not a protest. It's like a gathering to call for the return of the hostages, and it's put on by the families of the 6 hostages who were executed in a Hamas tunnel just probably days from being rescued. And it was in August, it was the end of August, including Hirsch Goldberg Polin, who is an American Israeli. And his family lives like in my neighborhood, actually. So we're very well acquainted with him and his story. But so this is going on right here. A lot of people, it looks like, I would say hundreds, and I'm getting here an hour after it started. Don't know what's happening. There's a pause. They read out, right as I was showing up, they were reading out the names of all of the hostages who still are in Gaza, including the deceased. Now, actually, so I was literally just minutes ago, and I just came from there to here. I was at a conference where the Prime Minister of Israel spoke. So I just went from this event. I feel like I'm in an alternate universe, like to go from this one event, then to come here to this. But Netanyahu just said tonight that he said 24 hostages are believed to be alive still in Gaza. So that means that of the 59 left, 35 are believed to be deceased. So this is a really diverse crowd. There are a lot of religious Jews. There are secular Jews. There are probably others here. I know I have a friend here, hey Gabby, who is also live streaming from here. So it's a really diverse crowd. And so this event is interesting because I was just at this other event. It was a conference put on by the Jewish News Syndicate, the JNS. And they had quite the lineup of very right-wing politicians. It's a right-wing publication. And they had a lot of members of Netanyahu's Likud party, ministers like the Foreign Minister, Gidon Sar, and the Minister of Sports and Culture, Miki Zohar. He was there. There was also the former ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, the current ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, and then Netanyahu himself. And apparently Mark Levine, also the radio host from New York, is also supposed to be there. But so that is a very, everybody there. The publication itself is right wing and covers Israel from that perspective, and not just Israel, but it's called the Jewish News Syndicate, so they're covering Jewish issues. And so, of course, it was a very friendly atmosphere for Netanyahu to be there. And he even said, I don't do a lot of these conferences, but I know I'm among friends. And so then he, of course, who got to go off on the deep state, which he said is deeper in Israel than it is in the U.S. And he also actually gave an entire expose. Like, he broke down the whole war he actually broke down the whole history of Israel. He went back 77 years, but he also broke down the whole war, including then went into specifics about all the different military decisions that Israel made, including the beepers when they set off the beepers, the Hezbollah beepers in Lebanon, and also how he came to the conclusion that we should assassinate Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, and how he made that decision, while in New York at the Regency Hotel. He even gave names, like where he was, and he had a cabinet meeting, and then they made the decision to go ahead and strike, and that was as he was writing his speech for the UN. Anyway, he gave a lot of details. I was like, save some for your book, buddy. But anyway, that's to go from there to here, even though this is not a political event, but definitely it's like two different worlds to go from there to here. It's very quiet compared to a lot of the other rallies, and I'm pretty sure if it involves Hirsch's parents, John and Rachel, they do. They have a lot of dignity in how they approach these things. They don't make it this. They call out what they want to call out, what they need to call it, but they approach. They don't approach it from a political standpoint. But so this is not, for instance, as usually they will throw out on the one side that this is a left-wing protest. No, it's probably not. It's just people calling for the return of the hostages. So, see if I can. All right. So now the 6 families of the hostages are going up on stage, and you can see they're getting such support from the crowd. You see the pictures on stage. Oh, wow. There's parents and grandparents of current hostages are here as well, joining them on stage. I apologize to you guys that I didn't get closer. And he just said if there's anybody whose names I didn't mention, I'm sorry. There's been a campaign lately that with Hirsch's picture, and it's been around for a couple months, but where next to his picture on the poster it says, "It's too late for me, but don't forget them." He said the mayor just told me, and he told me it's okay for me to say. There's 1,000 people here who are praying. Oh, I don't know where you guys said it. It was said 6,000. Oh, there's 1,000 for each person of the 6 that were killed. There's 6,000 people who are joining this. So he said it's symbolic. These 6 families, there's no personal interest here, political, but
וכולם בחרו להשמיע את הכל דרך שמירה, דרך תפילה.
They've decided to leave all their feelings aside to just pray. And so this, for this event.
עם ישראל בכל עיר ועיר. כזה אהוב וקדשו. היום בלילה תרימו טלפונים לראשי הערים שלכם ותבקשו כל עיר ועיר בישראל כך להתכנס, לשיר ולהתפלל יחדיו, כי רק באחדות נחזיר אותם הביתה. John, Reggie,
He's talking about the parents of, he said John and Rachel are parents of Hirsch.
ההורים של אלכס, אח של אלכס, אחים של כרמל, אבא שלנו, אבא שלנו. כל הכבוד על המעמד שהצלחתם להביא אלפי בני ישראל, כי זו רק הסנונית הראשונה לאחדות העם ולהשבתם הביתה. תודה. יחד איתנו לשירת התקווה ואחר כך לאחינו בית ישראל. תודה.
ויחד כולם להדליק את האור, אור של תקווה, של אהבה, שלום, להחזרת החטופים בגללם.
They're singing the national anthem of Israel. And so Natalie wants to die as well. Anyway, so now they're ending with the national anthem, and anyway, a very united front here of just so many different people. And Netanyahu, in his speech tonight that I was at, he laid out the military goals of the war. That Israel's not going to leave the Strip, the Gaza Strip, that they will maintain military control. He also talked about the borders that, or the perimeter that the army has created, like in the south, in the Philadelphia corridor, and all around. He said there will not be another ground invasion. And we have also stopped the smuggling of tunnels and of the smuggling of weapons through tunnels. And he said the only reason we haven't fully blown up the tunnels is because of the hostages that remain there. So, but what most people are calling for, who are saying, okay, like the war, to stop the war and to make a deal for all of the hostages back, not any of the little trickle deals where a couple have come out, 3 here, 2 there, another 3, a couple of bodies. No, they want all of the hostages and they want an end to the war. But that is not the policy of the government. The policy of the government has been to maintain the military control in the Strip, and they won't withdraw, which is one of the demands that Hamas has, is that for Hamas, a full end to the war means the withdrawal of Israel from Israeli troops from the entire Strip. And that's already been stated by Israel that they will do it. So there is no agreement. There can be no agreement between Hamas and Israel on these 2 points. So anyway, it's at an impasse, but Israelis are out protesting every day, demanding an end to the war that will bring the hostages back, all of them, the dead and the living hostages. So that's where we're at now. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up for this one. And thank you for joining. This was a little bit off the beaten path one today. I didn't expect to be living in two different universes today, but then again, I do live in Jerusalem, so I should have known better, right? Anyway, thank you for joining, and ciao for now. See you next time.